What's wrong with you? Sit your ass down. Sit down. Shut up. What up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Danny, and welcome to the show. I wasn't going to make a video today. I was laying in my bed, and I was watching a YouTube video that popped on my YouTube channel. This video comes from Chris Williamson. He's interviewing Eric Weinstein. And I've seen some videos about Eric Weinstein. I think he's a very smart and intelligent person. He has some great and fantastic conversations with people that will just blow your mind with the way they think and the way their mindset is. But anyway, this video, we're going to watch it together. And I'm going to just give a little bit of my 1-2 cents into it. But you have to watch this video. If you don't want to watch my version, please go to this man's YouTube channel and watch this video. Cause what Mr. Eric is going to say, bro, it scared me. And I also understand precisely where he's coming from. Let's watch it and then I'm going to give you further my sense. This is some next level.
Talk to me about what that's like, coming face to face with somebody of that caliber.
Whatever that means. Well, one thing is that there is a physiological reaction that corresponds to this phrase that, you know, the hair on the back of my neck stood on end. Like, that's a real physiological feeling. I don't know whether the hair actually does that, but it's exactly what it feels like.
Imagine you walking in a room and you just feel something is not right. There's a spiritual presence in that room that just makes no sense to you. And you just get the chills and your hair and your skin just start popping up and you go like, something is not right in here, man. Something that's not supposed to be in here, an entity that's not supposed to be in here, it's in this room. Whatever it is a spooky kabuki.
I don't know whether the hair actually does that, but it's exactly what it feels like. You're meeting somebody who is unholy. And, you know, one of the most interesting things is that he was beckoning into a world that didn't seem to exist but for him as the doormat. I think that's one of the things that freaked out a lot of these rich people is that he felt rich in a movie sense, which is not something that you find among actually rich people.
What do you mean?
Well, a lot of very wealthy people don't own an island. Islands are really tough to maintain.
Yep.
I'm obsessed with islands. And, you know, in general, I have to be obsessed with islands that have airports run by other people because, you know, they have populations on them. But every rich person starts to wonder, can I afford an island? Or how many jets? And if you look at Jeffrey Epstein's wealth, it was like gold beaten into gold foil so that it could cover a vast area and leave the impression of a solid gold life. But it was really probably on a mid 9-figure fortune that had been used to buy islands and planes, which is not what any 9-figure person is going to do.
So you had a felt sense, an embodied sense of discomfort?
Oh, hell yeah.
And where did that come from?
The fact that he had a lipstick camera pointed at me from an art object, that he laid a table that was preposterously long and thin with a tablecloth made of an American flag to make it look like a coffin so that I would spill my coffee on the flag of my own country. I mean, the fact that he looked like a mutant Ralph Lauren with this kind of lubricious quality, and he's talking all of this science and market stuff, and nothing adds up, and there's an heiress bouncing on his knee to get her boobs to jiggle to see whether it can distract. I mean, it's like one of these crazy scenes where nothing about it was normal. There was no trace of a normal world.
That sounds like a script from a movie.
Explosion of the internet made people aware of things that were going on that we normally don't know. I never knew about Jeffrey Epstein. I don't think most of us all ever heard about Jeffrey Epstein until we start going on the internet and all this information start leaking, and then we start understanding like, yo,
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it, John Travolta is like putting a gun to your head and forcing you to drink and break a code in a minute. Yeah, like that part of it. And then there was some sort of like, remember that story, The Most Dangerous Game, where a man invites you to his island so he can hunt you? This was scary, and it was meant to be scary.
Sounds menacing.
Well, I think his product was silence. People think that his product was sex or finance, but it was silence. I'm pretty sure.
What's that mean?
If you're scary enough, look, rich people can get sex.
Yeah.
But they can't necessarily get people to shut up afterwards.
They can get sex whenever they want. They're rich. They can pay for it. They can get it in any way they want to. But if a rich person wants to silence you, they need to have you in a position of weakness, or put you in a position whereby you think that you're not going to be accountable for any problems or anything, and then in the future they will sit you down again and say, we want to play you something. We want you to sit down and play you something. And then they play you a tape of you doing something ungodly to a minor. Then they say to you, this can stay our secret, and nobody have to know about this. Or you can go that road and the whole world will know about this. Your family will hate you. Your wife will leave you. Your children would have to move to a different place, a different area. Like, the threat is so severe that it brings chills into your body. But that's what they want. They want to put you in a position of weakness, so that they're not buying your friendship. They're buying, how should I put this word? They're buying your secret, your filth, your fantasy, your guilt. These are the things that they're buying with that video, with that position they put you, with that situation, with that thing that you did. It's like the similar thing that's going on with Diddy, where Diddy is recording people in their house. You don't know what Diddy's doing with that tape or tapes. So if these people, or Jeffrey Epstein, they know that you were someone very important and they want something from you, but they invite you to a party where you feel free, where it's like, we're all friends, it's all right, it's a secret island, nobody knows what's going on, it's all right, man, just do you. And they let you do things to minors, and then you just go on your life, you're happy, and then on one day, something comes up, and then they just tap on you. Hey buddy, it's your time to shine. You be like, what? No, I don't want, I don't know. Like, oh, sit down, let's play for you something.
So my take on it instantly was, this is not an actual human. This is a construct of someone's. Someone has created a fake human being called Jeffrey Epstein, who's a mysterious currency trading financier with crazy rules so that no one would ever invest with him. And I think that was to keep people from seeking his investment services. I mean, he's labeled disgraced financier, but nobody has a record of trading with him. He was sitting there, he comes into the meeting and he says, well, Eric, I was just doing some currency trading. And I thought about that scene that you sometimes see, and as a meme with Steve Buscemi with a skateboard over his shoulder.
Hello,
saying,
fellow
kids.
teenagers. Yeah, hello, fellow financial traders.
Exactly. So I'm thinking, you don't really look like a rich guy who trades in markets.
For those of you, most of you, I know most of you understand it. Like I said, if you don't want to hear me talk, please go onto this brother's YouTube channel and watch the video yourself on your own. I'm just here to give my 1 2 cents. I mean, these are two beautiful human beings and intellectuals speaking. You know, I'm just an average Joe. So you know, I mean, I understand where they're coming from. I just want to give you my 1 2 cents. That's why I'm doing this video. So, have you ever been to a party, or have you ever had a friend that talks about all this stuff that they've done, but you just don't feel it? Or have you ever had this friend that talk about all these girls that he's been with, but you've never seen him with a girl? But they talk about it as if they want you to believe him. Like, believe me, man. I've slept with this person, I've laid down with that person, I've dealt with this person, I am this, I'm that. They talk so much about the stuff they've done, but they basically have done nothing. Because somebody that's doing something with their life don't talk about it. They don't go out there, they don't want you to know about it. Actually, they don't want you to find out because it's their secret. They just want it to be low-key. The people who brag about stuff they've done, most of the time, they haven't done those shit. They just talk about it because they want you to believe them. It's like, believe me, I'm not a murderer, believe me. You're like someone that you know have murdered someone, but believe me, I'm not a murderer, I will never do that.
The thing that I'm finding myself intrigued by here is it takes a moderate amount of cognitive horsepower to be able to piece together this theater that you sat down at.
Yeah.
Deployed in a nefarious, malicious, manipulative way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's smart.
What do you mean it's smart? Say more.
It's not something that could be done by a simple mind.
You think he did it?
Oh, he has a team of manipulators?
No, when I say I think he was a construct, I literally mean that. I think he was constructed, like fitted with a story.
Oh, so you think he was a plant?
Yeah, he was created.
No, I think he was a construct.
What's that? Okay, you're going to have to dig into.
I think Jeffrey Epstein, super genius financier, was not a thing that existed. Where did the money come from? You're going to mumble Lex Wexner? Okay, so that's what you mumble. But then, you know, there's this missing fortune of Robert Maxwell and this fortune of Jeffrey Epstein that we can't explain. Are those the same fortune? You know, it's like a conservation of money principle, that if you have a fortune that's missing and you have a fortune that can't be explained and they're connected by Ghislaine Maxwell, I don't know. Why is it that no hedge funds, what is it? They file form, I forget, it's 13F. There's certain forms that you have to file. Nobody's ever asked for these things. Who's his prime broker? Where has somebody gone over the prime brokerage?
It's like nobody can trace this man's wealth. Nobody. They know where his wealth come from. They know how he became rich. But he has this vast amount of money. Literally. Like.
What are his trades? He would have to move the market if he was, doing a yard of euros or Swiss francs or who knows what, like $1 billion. That would move the market. So there's no way you can fake retroactively a hedge fund of immeasurable size that trades currencies. I don't think he was a currency trader. He told me he was a currency trader.
So when you say a construct, who constructs? Who's the builder?
I don't know. I would imagine some version of the intelligence community. Sometimes somebody's cover gets blown. We have a very famous, unfortunate story of Eli Cohn with the Mossad, where Eli Cohn was an Egyptian Jew who was fitted with a backstory that he was an Argentinian playboy who'd made a fortune in Argentina, but was Arabic in origin. And then he moves to Damascus and he takes out
if they know that you like a particular type of girls or woman, they know that you go for that particular type of people to be with, they will try to find a way to implant and put maybe an agent or someone that works for them that look precisely like the woman and people that you want, which is called an honey trap. And a lot of politicians have gone through that. They know what you like. They know they know what you look at. They know the kind of corn that you watch online. They hack into your system and they plant that type of person in your life just so that person can get information, create information, so that when they don't need you anymore, they can use that against you. So only honey traps exist because yeah.
But was Arabic in origin, and then he moves to Damascus and he takes out an apartment where he holds orgies and becomes the best friend of Hafez al-Assad. That's an example of a story we know. We know how the intelligence communities of the world create people who don't really exist.
Construction of, I know that this is just a one-time thing here that you got to see, but the construction of the coffin-looking American flag, the spilling of the coffee, this weird power play thing that's going on, that seems, now that you say that, it wasn't him even pulling his own strings, perhaps. It makes a lot more sense, but even that...
He was a puppet. He had puppet master. Then he was creating, with his knowledge, different type of puppets so that his puppet master can use that in the future against those new puppets that he created.
That degree of sophistication, I learned this from Daniel Schmachtenberger. We sat down and he's spent some time with particularly powerful people.
Yeah.
And he told me this really harrowing story of somebody who has both the desire and the means to treat themselves like an apex predator against their own kind. And they said so. They broke the fourth wall about this and said apex predators don't care about the prey, but they saw their own kind as prey. And I asked Daniel, how does it feel to sit opposite somebody who isn't rate limited by the resources, who can not only dream to have this, plus have the motivation or lack of virtue or integrity to go ahead and consider doing it, and then has the capacity, the assets to be able to enact it.
Sure.
And it's reminding me, it's giving me this same something. It feels like it's up on the top of my head. It's giving me some sort of a sense like that.
This was intended to be terrifying. It wasn't an accident. It was intended to be as fascinating as it could possibly be, which it was, and terrifying at the same time. And it achieved both. It achieved both objectives. I mean, I was given an opportunity to meet him again. I didn't know what to do. I mean, the other thing that I just found really weird is that he knew about my research. And it turned out that he was connected to my graduate department at Harvard. So he had a connection to the Harvard math department, unbeknownst to me. I don't know when that began. I know two of the professors he was connected through. But this is some unholy story. It has nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. It has to do with whatever this thing was. We tripped over a thing.
They give him this vast wealth. They give him all this stuff. All he needs to do is bring them information and get people to do stuff that they shouldn't do. Put people in position they shouldn't be. Put them in people that you thought he would never be able to sit down with in the same room, so that they can get incriminated things about these people and they can use it against them. And some of these people, they like getting this incriminated shit. They keep showing up to his house, to his parties, to his place. And this is one of the reasons that I think personally that Donald Trump, whoever is in charge, should release the list of names of people so that you can maybe we can find out who is incriminated, which one of our leaders is incriminated in this stuff. Because there's no point of having someone who is your leader that's trying to lead you as a nation, but then has this big secret that they hold on his head, that they tell him, if you don't do A, B, and C for us, we will release this. How does that even make sense? So they can use that thing anytime against this person.
It must be very unfortunate in some regards for whoever it was, if that's true, that was in charge of this construction, that it became that people got T-shirts with his name printed on them.
This was already going wrong in the early 2000s. You see, my sense of this
and that was the beginning of the internet. That was the beginning of the internet. Trust me, still remember that, because as easy as it is to come online right now, it wasn't that easy back in the days.
That this was a pre-internet plan that lived into the internet age and couldn't survive contact with the internet age.
What did the internet bring in that didn't allow it to survive?
Eyeballs, discussion.
Level of surveillance.
Well, there's a claim that nobody cares about Jeffrey Epstein because it's this many years later and we've all moved on. Yeah, that's completely untrue. And we know that it's untrue because if you start talking about Jeffrey Epstein, the engagement goes up. So you have these fictions that are put out by mainstream media or traditional news desks, which is, nobody cares about that story. Well, that you can see from social media that that's not true, from the internet. So the internet is constantly providing an ability to check whether or not these claims from inside the structure are true. And Jeffrey Epstein is an example of what I called an anti-interesting phenomenon.
What's that?
Well, an anti-interesting thing is something that would normally be fascinating. Imagine, for example, you had a story where you could get a Pulitzer Prize for breaking it. Everybody cares. You sell papers like hotcakes, blah, 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 and nobody wants to report on it. And it's like right there. You could just ask the dumbest questions and it would, like, New York Times says, disgraced financier. Well, tell me, did you find his prime broker? Did you find the forms? Did you go to his offices in Villard House? No, nobody does, ever. The story is anti-interesting, and it's very different than being uninteresting.
Which would suggest more collusion, more coordination.
Hello? I mean, see, this is one of the most uncomfortable things. I think there was a time when people said collusion or coordination, the presumption was, well, that's pretty far out there. We now know, like post Elon Musk's $44 billion adventure at Twitter, that there are these coordinating groups, coordinating social media with the intelligence community or with the Department of Homeland Security or with the State Department.
Yes.
We now know that we're living in an orchestrated, curated, choreographed world. And we can't know it officially, but we all know it if we want to know it, which is hysterical. Now we have to talk about, well, are you a conspiracy theorist? Like, I read the Slack messages. I read the emails. What are you even talking about now?
I find out very interesting. That's why I wanted to watch it. I think go and watch The Modern Wisdom. It's an amazing podcast, an amazing YouTube channel. You can see people with vast knowledge about stuff in life, and you will learn from them for real. If you go on Chris Williamson YouTube channel, the whole video conversation is way more just than Jeffrey Epstein. But when you take your time and you watch this type of video, it scares you of the people that create Jeffrey Epstein. This is a very fascinating conversation. Go to Chris's channel, watch the video, watch the full video, and I will link his link on this YouTube I will link his link on the description of the video. You can go and watch it yourself if you want to, just to help you guys out. But either way, my name is Danny. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a good day. Peace.